This right here is starting to feel professional. Have a cup of water. And I also have a cup of black coffee. My cat's such a menace. 6 years on this earth. Every year, he's more and more of a menace. Until we have this baby. So our baby's 1 month old now. And he's all of a sudden decided to just become an angel. And I keep looking up over there because I'm looking at him. He's up on his cat tower. And we had this baby, and he's just turned into such a pleasant cat. And I'm pretty grateful for that. He does still scratch stuff. Like, if you get a cat, be prepared. Your stuff's going to get scratched, and there's nothing you can really do about it. And if you got a cat that doesn't scratch, you might have hit the jackpot, the cat pot. Oh man, cats are nice though. Like, it's a good challenge to have. They're good if you want to try out having before you have a baby, have a cat and see if you can handle that. And if you want to see if you can have a cat, then get a dog. No, you'd probably want to get a cat first and then see how the cat goes and then get a dog. But some people just jump right into having a child. Some people jump right into having a dog. No order, they just do it. The child thing is going good. It's late nights and just every couple hours we're waking up and doing our thing with the baby. And yeah, it's pretty crazy. I'm losing sleep and just trying to stay sane right now, and it's so lovey and happy, and I need to stay positive and enjoy it. I do a lot of like complaining and stuff like that, but it's pretty cool stuff. She's just starting to like smile and stuff like that. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if a 1 month old could truly smile, but she's starting to smile and everything, and still like you have to hold her head for support. You can't let the baby's head go. And yeah, she's just super cute, and she's starting to like get kind of heavier now. Like, just all of a sudden, past couple of days, like she's getting heavy. So, yeah, we're in the middle of working a deal out where I've basically become the president of Mini Hoop World, and I've taken over Mini Hoop World, starting from scratch. Put up a mini hoop behind me here on the other side of the podcast studio, and yeah, I'm basically the owner and founder, not co-founder, founder of Mini Hoop World. And yeah, we're basically slamming down mini balls on mini hoops right behind me, and yeah, it's on all social media. So that's where my like focus has been right now. Mainly, it's a pretty big organization that we're trying to make it right, and starting to film content for that. And we're doing 360 dunks. I actually encountered my first injury on mini hoops. I've done it before a few times in my life. Like, my shoulders are a little wonky, and I've dislocated my shoulder. And yeah, I dislocated my shoulder the other day, about 2 days ago, and I was embarrassed to say it, but yeah, I was mini hooping, dislocated my shoulder, and then I popped it back in. That is actually on film, and I posted it on one of my videos on Mini Hoop World. And yeah, and I popped it back in, and yeah, past 2 days have been not too good. And then I'm like, why am I doing this? I'm a 30-year-old man. Why am I doing mini hoops in my basement and avoiding doing the podcast? I don't know. I feel like I'm doing mini hoops to try and hide the podcast, because time's ticking. It's been like I told myself I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to do it. But, I'll get down on myself because it's been almost 2 weeks, probably over 2 weeks since I've done a podcast. Trying to do it at least weekly. So Saturday night, wife is sleeping. It's late, 9:25 p.m. Wife is sleeping. Got baby monitor here. Baby's on the monitor. She's sleeping. Got my cat right here. He's sleeping. So I just need to be a man, hop on the podcast, and do it. And while doing that, I need to. You know what? Fuck. I guess this is just going to be the way it is, because I just went to go check, and my camera's not running right now. I'm just gonna keep going with the podcast, man. Like, I'm not gonna restart this. It's just all good. This is just the stuff I need to work out. I'm clinking my glass, but yeah. So I basically just had I film my podcast on my phone, and I need to come up with a better solution. And my storage always gets full, so I was just filming this podcast for past 5 minutes and just want to double check, make sure it's going, and it says storage full and the video's not playing. So screw it, I'm just doing audio, and this is it. This is the podcast. Sorry. I think I'm sitting here I'm doing too much thinking about making it, I guess, I can't say perfect, but perfect in my eyes, like as good as I can do it. I'm focusing too much on that, and that almost holds me from actually doing it. So, yep, I'm just going to continue here because I feel like we're on a roll. Like, honestly, podcast is going really good. It's 9:25 and I'm actually drinking a black coffee, and that's caffeinated. That's caffeinated black coffee. So I plan to be up pretty late, maybe. Well, actually not pretty late, but I plan to be up until at least 11:30 a.m. Be up until 11:30 a.m. p.m. Sorry, 11:30 p.m. when the baby's sleeping. She's sleeping, and then she's gonna wake. She'll wake at around 11:30. Then I need to bring her up to mom, and then my baby's mama. I need to bring baby to baby mama up in the bed, and then baby gets fed from bed, and yeah, that breastfeeding, that's intimate stuff. I was trying to be helpful today. I just was sitting on the couch, and my wife was upstairs doing stuff. I'm just with the baby, and she was getting hungry. My wife is upstairs. I can hear her moving around. And then I decided to get the bottle out. I was like, let's come on. We're going to do a bottle. And we have tons of breast milk. She's great at storing all the breast milk and whatnot. Pull some breast milk out of the fridge, heat it up, put it in a nice bottle, start bottle feeding that baby. And we get about 1 ounce. Babies need like 3. This baby, she needs about 3 to 4 ounces per feed. So we had about 3 ounces in that water bottle. We got it down 1 ounce. And then my wife came downstairs and she was pissed. She was like, hey, whoa. You're just breastfeed, or you're just bottle feeding and not telling me. What I didn't realize is she needs to breastfeed or else her boobs are going to explode. And that would be just an absolute nightmare. Sounds very painful. So I learned that if I'm ever going to give her a bottle, I need to get the confirmation first, and then I can do it. So there we go. Not going to get into that one anymore. And it was good. She wasn't actually mad, but we came to an understanding about how, hey, here's the boundaries on the baby feeding at this point. So all good with me. All good with me, man. And yeah, so that just leaves it to me. It's 9:30 p.m. on the dot, PST, Pacific ST, Pacific Standard Time, here in British Columbia, Canada. Canada's got a lot of tension going on right now, politically. A lot of political tension going on. We have an election that was just called a snap election. It was just called for late April, April 26th or 28th, something like that. And snap election, the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, the former President Justin Trudeau, resigned. He quit his job as the head of the government of Canada. And now we have Mike Carney. I'm not sure if his first name is Mike, but Carney. He's taken over, so he's in here, and they have called, I believe, the Liberals, which is what Justin Trudeau's government was. The Liberals, I think, unless if it wasn't the Liberals and it was the other parties, someone called a snap election, which triggers a early election to secure this deal, see who's going to be running the place over the next 4 years. And I think a lot of it will have to do with people are going to be voting on who can deal with, who could get along the best with the United States. And that, I think, is probably a smart move what they did, because I think right now the Liberals are showing that they're getting along best with Trump, if I'm not mistaken. And that just might be a tactic. But I'm reading everything. There's a cool website that I saw, and it said promises of each party. So each party, you can go on the website and see what each party has promised so far. And that's a good thing to probably choose your vote off of and see what those promises are and see if that aligns with what you want to do. And yeah, actually, this audio podcast is, I felt a little bummed out at the beginning of this that my video is not working, but hopefully most of y'all are just listening and we can just chill. And if I, can get away with doing these audios more often, I'm probably going to be podcasting more, because the video at this time, my production is a little rough. I have to figure that one out. I should probably just get a separate camera for strictly podcasting, and then that'll probably solve everything. So I'll put that, everything I say on these podcasts too, like I do tell myself I'm going to do things, and I do them. Like even as simple as last podcast, I think that was my worst one I've ever done, and that felt like I bombed big time. I bombed real bad on that last podcast. So I just I pretty much just after that I took another breather, and in that podcast I was freaking out. I wasn't prepared. It was a spontaneous thing, and then once I started doing it, I wasn't really in the proper headspace. This time I brought coffee and I brought water, and I have my phone set up. Phone didn't work out, but tripod situation sick. This is such a sick setup. I got like my mic here attached to my laptop. Everything's like so clean right now, and there's no reason why I shouldn't be doing this more. And even if it's just audio, can't sell myself short. So take a sip of the black coffee here. God, who knows what this is going to do. I've recently kind of started drinking Diet Coke. It's such a bad thing. Throughout my whole 20s pretty much, I was never a pop drinker. I stopped drinking pop at 16 or 17 years old. I stopped drinking pop 17, 18. And then if I were to have a naughty beverage, it's all only going to be alcoholic. I never saw a need to ever have a soda pop. We call it pop in Canada, or wherever we're from. BC and Canada, we usually call it pop. But soda, I never messed with no soda. And recently in life, over the past few years, like I said, if I'm going to drink something naughty, I'm going to have something alcoholic. And, alcohol is getting pretty tough to deal with. And It's getting tough to drink, and you just feel horrible. Like I'll be drinking if I am drinking, which getting drunk. I'm not getting drunk. I haven't got drunk for like for months at this point. Like, and I don't even think anything of that. But yeah, it's just drinking is. I'll get a hangover before the night is even over. Like my hangover will start when I'm still awake. If I've been drinking from 5 p.m. until 11 p.m. By 11 I'm going to have such a bad headache, and then I have to go like sit down and my headache is throbbing and my hangover is literally going down right then and there. And then sometimes I'll actually like be able to get over the hangover if it's like early enough. Like my hangover will go away, and then I'll sober up and like my hangover is gone, and then I'll wake up the next morning and feel like fine. I'm like, oh, my hangover's done. And it just makes you feel wild. Just makes you feel so gross, and I love it. It's great. It's fun when in the moment, but my body just can't do alcohol very well. I don't know why, but it sure is nice to have a nice beverage once in a while. And my wife hasn't drank for her whole pregnancy. Like once before the pregnancy, over 9 months ago. So she hasn't drank in probably almost a year, and good for she probably hasn't done anything in over a year. Yeah, she hasn't. She hasn't done any like drugs or drinking. Not that she does drugs, but she hasn't done nothing, and she's just going with it. So good for her. I was at Costco the other day. I was at Costco, and people in Costco are crazy. It's a different crowd in Costco. In Canada, at least. I don't know about the United States, but in Canada, Costco is crazy. People are rude. People are so rude in Costco. Some people are nice, but like I was doing the self-checkout, and I was just, scanning my stuff. It's a little bit intense. It's intense. The self-checkout, you have to like scan your membership card, and then you're scanning your items, and then one little mistake, and then like someone's coming at you, and the lineup was long, and there was this guy and his wife, and I had my AirPods in, but usually at the self-checkout I turn my headphones off, my music off, because I need to concentrate, make sure I'm scanning everything. And I scanned so much stuff, so I finally finish, and then I'm kind of pulling out my wallet. I pull out one card, and it was the wrong card, and then the guy right next to me, he said, "Take your time. Take your time." And I was like, my music was paused, so maybe he just said it. He kind of said it under his breath, and I was like, I'm not gonna say anything to this guy. I'm just gonna let it go. And I was like, wow, that was super rude, but it's all good, man. Maybe he was in a rush, and I was a little bit offended. I wanted to say something on the way out, because by the time I finally was rolling out of there with my buggy cart, with my shopping cart, when I was rolling out of there, I wanted to be like, take your time, fucker. And I didn't do that, so it's all good. He was probably just having a bad day. His wife looked like shit too, so whatever, man. Yeah. Costco's these shopping carts too. They have these bars at the bottom, so if you like, they have these bars that go across from wheel to wheel pretty much, and if you overstep one little bit, you're gonna bash your goddamn shin into that thing so hard that you will have a massive bruise the next day. And you try and play it cool, like you hit your shin so hard, and Costco's packed, and you just want to be like, oh, but you gotta play your cool, because there's a lot of people in there, and they're pissed. Everybody's pissed in there. But like, if you need some meat, they got that meat. They got all kinds of meat. If you're doing like any sort of hosting of a party of some sort, just go to Costco, get yourself some some bulk action of anything you want. And yeah, like it's pretty cool. We Quest protein bars, we just stocked up like Quest protein bars are these protein bars that are like 5 6, probably like you go into like a gas station or like a like a supplement store. These protein bars are like $5 6 a piece. Go in Costco, it's like you get a pack of 14 for $30. Do the math, that's almost $2 a bar. Grab 6 boxes and run. So that's what we did. We got some Quest bars, and my wife has an app or she follows somebody on Instagram or something. It's like Costco Finds Canada, and when Costco Finds Canada posts something, she's like, oh, she sends, it's always a screenshot, and I get sent out to Costco, so I don't mind it. It's quite the adventure. I do like the characters in Costco, and yeah, it's overall a good time, and I hope everybody's okay, because in the parking lots too, man, like I've seen multiple altercations in Costco parking lot where people are ready to throw down. Like they're like out at like honking so loud, getting out of their cars in each other's face, fighting over parking stalls, just like madness, and it's so disgusting. But I love it. I go in there, put in my headphones, and just like start ripping. And I do little drifts with my shopping cart, and it pisses people off because like I act like I'm coming at them pretty hot, and then I can kind of like lift it up from I'll lift it up from the back wheels and do a nice drift. Scares people. Oh, I thought he was going to hit me with his shopping cart, but no, I'm pretty nice with it. Pretty nice with the Costco shopping carts, except for when I bash my shin, and I'm like I'm not even shitting you, man. Like if you like bust out a comment if you've smashed your shin on a Costco shopping cart. Is it just me? Am I the special one? But yeah, I've been doing a lot of mini hoops, like so much mini hoops where I've dislocated my shoulder and I've actually had a serious, like real life injury now. So that's great. That's awesome. Pretty excited about that. Baby's getting bigger, so my shoulder, like, baby's probably like 9 pounds right now, 9, maybe 10 pounds. And I'm like, picking her up, and I'm like, oh, my shoulder is like not good, and I'm trying not to, like, I didn't tell my wife about it. I was like, I'm not gonna. And then today I just kind of mentioned, I was like, yeah, I hurt my shoulder a little bit doing mini hoops a couple days ago, and I just left it at that. But no, I fully dislocated, and I had to pop it back in, and I've done it before, so I know. I knew what to do. I knew how to pop it back in because yeah, I had to learn the last time I did it, I had to learn how to pop it back in, and I did the same thing that I learned last time, and it worked right away, and it was like instant in, and now I know what to do, I guess. I don't know if it was I don't know what full dislocation is, but it feels wild. It's out, and it's like you're not moving it. Then I have to shove my thumb under my armpit, and I push it in. I don't know. I push it up, and then it clicks in or something. It like rolls in, and yeah, I think it would have to take somebody to see it. So it would take, I guess, dislocated or whatever, to see what stage it is. And yeah, it definitely feels like I've done it before, and I've recovered from this, and then I'm doing mini hoops, and I'm like addicted to mini hoops, man. Like I gotta chill. I have to chill on the mini hoops. So yeah, like made like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube channels, like for all these mini hoops pages, and like they're not going good at all. Like I'm like, oh no, again, and I'm like, fuck, this is not good. Like this is, and then my buddies came over yesterday and we're doing mini hoops, and that kind of gave me some hope, like, oh, maybe this is fun and maybe I'm not such a loser. And then I was like checking out the comments on one of the videos, and then one guy wrote, "This is a grown man, by the way." And then like there was a couple other people that commented saying like, "And what's your problem?" And like people were standing up for me. And then but I still like seeing that this is a grown man, by the way. I was like, "Oh no." I feel ridiculous, and that's okay. But I ate that one, and then there was another comment on the same video and said, "How could you look so unathletic on a mini hoop court?" And I was like, "Oh no!" So I'm just like a old unathletic white guy in his basement who made a mini hoop court and is filming it and posting it on social media, hoping that like somehow it's gonna be like a cool thing and like I can post mini hoop videos. It's just so stupid. I don't know what I'm doing, man. And then yeah, so I think what that was all about was me probably running away from the podcast a little bit. And I go through these like wild things where I have such a mind where it's like I want to start something, and then I have all these ideas, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I get everything kind of set up, and then like it's like I'll do it for a little bit, and then it dies, and that's such a pathetic thing to say, but that's what happens. So I usually go through a couple of these things per year. Mini hooping might be one of them. We'll never know, but I'm hoping the podcast isn't one of them. I'm staying semi consistent on this. It's always in my head, and I'm not gonna let it fade from my mind. And if like I'm again not trying to put too much pressure on myself either, but this is actually quite freeing because I'm doing the audio podcast this time. Video has been cut off, and I just feel like I can actually just keep going for like I don't feel that pressured. I actually feel better because I don't care about what I look and stuff. And I actually have to sneeze. Oh, I have a nice little mute button there, so hopefully that muted that. And yeah, that felt good. So yeah, this is so sick. And yeah, we had this baby, so now it's like hard to friends. It's so weird, man. Like with friends now, it's such a we have to like really. It's definitely not the same. But my two buddies came over last night, and that was pretty nice. We had a little LAN party. Had set up a couple PS5s, PlayStation 5s. Wife and I took turns taking care of the baby while one of us would be gaming. And then I was like, "Oh, don't worry, I'll take care of the baby the whole time." And then I was editing mini hoop videos the whole time, and I also felt bad about that. I know I'm gonna get like my wife is eventually gonna give me shit for like being on my phone too much, doing too much mini hoops, and I don't agree with that. So I'll probably have to chill on the mini hoops, especially because I hurt myself in real life. But we'll see. Check it out. If you're listening to this, check out the Mini Hoop channel, Mini Hoop World. I'm not even gonna link it because I don't care. I don't want. That's one thing that I really don't want like too many people seeing that I know because it's so embarrassing. But that's what I think about the podcast too. Sometimes it's like, oh, hopefully nobody. But these podcasts get so long that nobody really makes it this far anyway. So I don't really care, but I'm almost over it on the podcast of caring at this point of what people think. But the mini hoops, that is some borderline mental illness. So we'll see. Like, it's pretty fun though, throwing down, and it's like pretty cool that I have a house where I have a basement and I can actually make a mini hoop court, kind of. I've been, because what inspired this was seeing some mini hoop videos on Instagram and stuff, and some people make cool little courts in their house, and I was like, I want to do that. So yeah, I mounted the basketball hoop up to the wall, onto a couple studs, and it's pretty strong. And yeah, I started doing it, and then I was like, I want to film a couple little highlight vids. And then I started doing it, and then I got a little obsessed. So, chill on the mini hoops, but maybe not. Maybe I'll just keep doing it because it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to just shoot around, and then the edits look kind of cool. And it actually kind of, the reason I think mainly why I'm doing it is because it's kind of filling a creative void that I have, maybe. And it's like easy editing videos, and I can stay in my house and do kind of a video, and it's like not like, it's just really, I'm just shooting a basketball around, and it's just that instead of, I'm probably, but doing this right now, holy crap, like this feels much better. I feel like I'm actually doing something by doing the podcast because I don't know, it just feels right. So yeah, I got the baby monitor next to me. She is passed out. I was gonna even wait on the podcast, and I was like, oh, I'll just do it at like 10:30, 11. But like as soon as I do that, like baby's gonna be crying, and then I'm trying, cut it off. I have to cut the podcast off. So just jumped into it, to just nose dive it, just rip the Band-Aid off fast, and yeah, that's what you gotta do. And I think I was just freaking out there for a sec because I was like, where's my phone? I don't know, man. I'm like so addicted to my phone. I need to just stop. I'm so addicted to it. And it's like right now I'm addicted to editing mini hoops. So I gotta chill on that. And yeah, the phone addiction's crazy, and it's really ramped up over the past couple weeks. So, and I think the biggest thing that I'm addicted to on my phone is like watching anything that I post, like seeing what it's doing, like that. They just have you, like when you like, they'll give you a little bit, like they'll get you in the algorithm a little bit, because it's all about just getting into the algorithm. Like it's like once you get into the algorithm, you kind of get the golden ticket. And I think that's what a lot of people are doing. That's why they say stay consistent when you're podcasting, because each one is just kind of like a shot in the dark. And truly, I really don't know how good your stuff has to be, but as soon as one catches, then I think that can open your whole world up to your whole content up to the world pretty much. And if like 2 million people see one video that you post, then is it fair to say that like, let's shoot real low, let's say like 10,000 people like follow you or subscribe or something, like that's pretty good. Like if you get a 2 million view video, how many people out of that will be subscribing to you and like actually being a loyal viewer? Is 10,000 too low to say? Maybe, but maybe it's too low, maybe it's too high. I don't know. Maybe you can say like 5,000 to 50,000 people are going to stick around from a 2 million view video or something. And it could be life changing for some people. And I think skill and talent and good content is probably a big part of it, but also I think it is luck in getting into that algorithm, and it could change your life really. One viral video can change your life, and we all know Hawk Tuah girl, Haley Welch, like she took off from one video, maybe 30-second video, and she her life changed. The Rizzler kid, that kid, I'm sure, it might not be one video, but it all starts with one. It really does actually start with one video usually, and then more videos they pile on, and then next thing you know, you have yourself an influencer, and that person just is famous now, and they really, you can't say they don't deserve it, but like they really haven't been famous before, and they're like all of a sudden very famous, and that could be crazy. So things to think about if you do want to become a famous person, influencer. If your goal is to get famous, maybe think about that, because it might not be what you truly want. Maybe you just want the success and not the fame. Sorry, I'm just going to drink one last sip of this. It's disgusting, but coffee it goes well with podcasting. Coffee and casting. So yeah, baby monitor's here. Baby's still asleep. Wife's hopefully still asleep. And I'm so happy I did this. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bummed that my video didn't post. And another thing that's on my mind is the fact that I haven't been posting. I've only really been posting my podcasts on YouTube. So I have most of them posted on Spotify, but the past maybe 4 or 5, I haven't been uploading to Spotify because uploading the video is a little bit of a pain in the ass on Spotify. So maybe I'll just, if I'm maybe on Spotify, I'll just do the audio. I just got to get it up, and I just need to keep being semi-consistent on this. And yeah, I know I keep going off about things I need to do better and stuff, and I was going to try and not do that this podcast, but I think every podcast I do that, where I'm like, oh, I got to do this and that, and that's okay. I think it's just more so keeping myself accountable. So yep, everything's good in life right now, and baby is the biggest thing. Baby and mini hoops, and I think that's a serious problem. If mini hoops is another big thing in my life, baby and mini hoops, I gotta probably like drop mini hoops down on my priority list, and maybe like focus with baby and clean house, and like make sure wife is happy, and make sure family, friends. Last night, dude, like my 2 buddies are over, and I haven't seen my buddies in a while and stuff, and I was just like editing mini hoop videos. I'm such a piece of shit. So I'll have to apologize to those guys about being so obsessed, because I like dragged them downstairs. I dragged them to the basement. I was like, come on, let's do 1-on-1. And then like we got all sweaty and stuff, and like I don't know if they really wanted that. I don't know if they really wanted. I just kind of forced them to play basketball. So hopefully they're okay with that. They acted like it was fun, but after we were like all sweaty, and it was kind of weird. We like had just eaten Chinese food. I dragged them to the basement to play mini hoops. Then we're all sweaty, hot, and bothered, and then like we're just kind of like, it's hot in the house, heat's on. We're like, holy crap! Opening windows, just panting, sweating, and then yeah, the baby is just like, what the flip are you guys doing? And yeah, it was pretty crazy. So we're just yeah, well, sorry guys, sorry boys, sorry for doing that. And yeah, no, I'm sure they'll never want to talk to me again. So screw me, I guess. I mounted, so yeah, like basically behind me, I've cleaned up the basement, like made a big open floor. And then, yeah, I got a desk back there and got my guitars, mini fridge. And then I moved my workout equipment behind me. And I have a couple adjustable dumbbells and stuff like that. A little shelf for all those. Adjustable dumbbells go up to 55 pounds. But then I also, the big one that I just did was I mounted my like workout bench, an adjustable bench, like inclined flat bench. I mounted that to the wall, and that one I'm pretty proud of, pretty happy about that, because it's such a pain in the ass, that bench. It's so bulky and just like, it folds, but it's just like a kind of a big random piece of furniture. It doesn't fit well anywhere, so I mounted that bitch to the wall, and it looks so clean. And yeah, I put up some like LED lights, and I redid a light fixture above. I replaced the light fixture with like a nice flush mount LED, like color changing ceiling light, and yeah, just like such a vibe. And maybe when my daughter gets a little older, we can like watch movies down here and stuff and play mini hoops, and that'd be cool if she learns how to play mini hoops too. And yeah, I think it'll be fun when she'll want to play mini hoops when she's older, but maybe she's not going to want to play mini hoops, so that's okay, we'll see. I'm not going to force her to do anything she doesn't want to do, because some girls don't like basketball, but some girls like basketball, so you never know. That's a fun thing about babies. You just never know how they're going to come out of the box. So, that being said, I don't know that being said, but I'm going to end it here. Thanks for watching. And, I just said thanks for watching when I've just been talking about how this wasn't filmed. So thanks for listening. And, catch you next time. Bye.